isometric or the gumball machine. We finished up a few of our orthographic projection drawings, and now today we're going to start looking at isometric projection and how to set up ProgeCAD to do those. First thing we need to do is we're going to work on the divider for the gumball machine, and what you'll notice is that the proportions of this are different than the way we drew them. Right now the proportion is 3 1/4 high and 2 1/2 wide. When you look at how we drew this thing orthographically, we actually drew it 3 1/4 wide and 2 1/2 tall, so remember to flip those dimensions so that everything works out the way that it should. For isometric projection drawing, we're going to be drawing at our 30-degree axis lines and a 90-degree. So these are the proportions that we're drawing in the partition. First thing we need to do is switch our orthographic snap into an isometric snap. To do that, we're still going to be using ortho and E-snaps as we normally have done, but we're going to need to right-click on your snap button and go to Settings. In here, we're going to change our isometric snap setting button so that now everything will be on an isometric angle crosshair. So now if you look at our crosshairs, we're on a right isoplane because we're matching these angles, a 90-degree and a 30-degree up to the right-hand corner. If I hit F5 to change my isoplane, we're now on the left isoplane. If I hit F5 again, we're now on a top isoplane. And if you just keep the cursor steady when you hit F5, it doesn't look like anything happens. It does tell you down at the bottom that you've been switching your isoplanes. But as you go through, move your cursor, it will update to what you're trying to do. I'm going to hit F5 to get myself onto a right isoplane. It says switch to right, which is where we're at right now. I'm going to pick the line command and I'm going to start a line over here. With ortho on, it will follow those iso angles. So I'm going to drag in this direction, type in 2.5 and enter. And now we have the length in there, and now we're going to drag straight upward. We're going to go 3.25, enter. Straight back down, 2.5, enter. Straight back down. I can use E-snap endpoint to get that portion of the line. I need to draw the left-hand view, but I cannot drag in the upper left-hand direction. So I need to hit F5 to change my isoplane. Drag in this upper left-hand direction, type in 0.75. Drag straight up 3.25. Enter. And I'm going to go back here to my intersection. And the last thing I need to do is I need to start a new line command for the top view. I can click a point there. I can change my F5 isoplane. We'll go 0.75 back this direction, and we'll bring it back to stop here. And there you go, you have the partition already drawn. Next thing we're going to work on is the top. And when you look at the completed drawing, you'll see that the top view should be filleted on the top and the bottom. They're a little more difficult to show. I think we're going to make life easy for us just by giving ourselves like a chamfered look just to at least represent it. So on our sample drawing, these are the proportions we need to work with. So let's start on the top isoplane, and we're going to start by drawing in our top view. 5 inches, drag 5 inches, enter, drag back down 5, enter, and come back to endpoint, and now you have that portion completed. We're going to hit F5, change our isoplane to go down, 0.75, enter. We're going to go back this way 5 inches, and we're going to go straight back up to connect in that view. Let's go back to the line command. We're going to now finish in the left-hand side of this top view. So I'll hit F5. You can change your isoplane so it matches. 0.75, enter, and close in the shape. So there you have the basic outline for the top view. We need to find the center to be able to draw a 3.5 inch diameter circle in here. So we're going to draw a line from corner to corner, which will allow us to find our midpoint. Circles are not circles in isometrics, they're ellipses, so we pick the ellipse axis command. Type I and enter for isocircle as it prompts us down here. Center point will be here. We need to change our isoplane, so we'll hit F5 to get to a top isoplane and type in 3.5. Oops, okay. Remember how we have to change from diameter to radius. So ellipse, I enter, find our center point, D enter, and 3.5 enter. So that gives us our top view of the hole for that surface. Okay, we'll change our isoplane so we can copy downward, so we have a vertical axis. We'll click on that circle, go to the copy command, pick any point, drag downward, type in 0.75, which will give us our distance down. Sometimes trim commands do not work. We'll give it a try. Trim, spacebar. Sometimes when trying to trim isometric ellipses to other isometric ellipses, it will not trim properly. This time it did. If it would not have worked properly, and I'm going to Control Z back to bring it back, what we would have to do is try to use a break command, break out the corners. So I'm using the break corner to break from a point to an intersection, and now we can just select this and hit the delete key to erase it. So now we have the hole. Now, in order to represent the chamfer, normally offsets do not work well in isometric, but we're going to use it just for a quick and easy solution today. So pick the offset command, type in 0.25, enter. Offset all 4 lines inward towards the center. Okay, so now that we've offset them in, let's trim them off. So we'll go to trim and spacebar. We have to make sure we get all of these endpoints off of here. And once we trim them, now we have that box put in there. Now we need to copy the main square down 0.25. So I'm going to select all 4 of those lines. And again, checking that I have an isoplane that I can copy straight down. I'm going to go to the copy command, pick a point, drag downward, type in 0.25 and enter. And now we've copied them down. I can erase the original square. I could have also used the move command to make life a little easier, but you guys have been using copy. Delete those. We need to trim off some small lines here, so trim, spacebar. Trim off these small extensions. And then to make it look really good, we're just going to draw some lines in from these corners. Spacebar twice to get out of the command and back in. Draw a line in for that corner, spacebar twice. And draw in that line. We could do the back corner, but it's such a small line it's not even visible. And those 2 parts are complete.